Good morning. Before I get started, I just want to take a few minutes and want to thank the Newfoundland and Labrador Chamber of Commerce, the Baffin Regional Chamber of Commerce, for the opportunity to speak here today. I'd also like to congratulate these two groups on their consistent level of excellence in running these events. So, thank you very much. At Baffinland, when we look back at 2022, without a doubt, it was hectic, it was informative, we've learned a lot, it was challenging, and at times disappointing. For those of you who have been following our developments with Baffinland, I'm sure you would agree, it would be easy to only see the negative at the end of nearly a half-decade of consultations and regulatory undertaking. Instead, I'm choosing to look ahead with a positive perspective. I am positive about our future in Nunavut because it is clear that metals and mining sector in Canada is poised to be at the center of a global low-carbon green energy transition. And when it comes to materials critical to that shift, steel produced by high-grade iron ore is at the top of the list. Steel and iron is the only metal that is required for every single green technology. Quite simply, renewable energy doesn't happen without steel. There's no denying it. Steel making in itself is carbon intensive. It accounts for 7% of the world carbon footprint. This intensity can be reduced significantly by using low impurity, high-grade ores. And that is precisely why the Mary River project represents the lowest carbon route to virgin steel, because it is exceptional product quality. This makes Canada, and specifically Nunavut, poised to become one of the leading producers of high-grade iron ore in North America and around the globe. Which is why, knowing the demand for raw materials is set to soar, on the heels of the federal government's decision on our Phase 2 application, we immediately shifted the focus of our community engagements and began to prepare for submission and operating plans for 2023 and beyond. Our sustaining operations proposal, we refer to it as SOP, is exactly that submission. It is focused on ensuring there is uninterrupted work at the Mary River line for the foreseeable future. To be clear, it contains no proposed changes to how we've been operating for the last 5 years when it comes to ore extraction, processing, and shipping from the mill and port. What it does, ensure there is a long-term internal and external stability operating exactly as we have been since 2018, with uninterrupted work at 6 million tons per year. We will incorporate lessons learned from operating during this period and results from massive engagement we've done during that period to make this operation better. This base level is needed in order to allow us to move ahead on our already approved Southern Rail option, which will see us ship through the planned port at Steensby, is not only the key for sustainability from the Bear River deposit, but also to ensure Nunavut has a foothold in this global green shift. As we all know, mining is a cyclical industry. And everyone must structure their business in such a way that they can survive during the market torrents and be viable through the commodity price cycle. Just in the last 2 years, the volatility, the up and down. Told you that was good, brother. The up and down of the iron ore price demonstrates if you're not changing your operation and improving your cost structure to withstand the low points of the price cycle, then you're slowly working towards closure. With a clear decision on phase 2 expansion project behind us, I'm announcing that our focus over the next 18 months is to begin the transition to a southern railway operation. At this moment, we're actively working to secure financing needed to get the Steensby project up and running. The Steensby development has always been part of our plan. Phase 2 expansion was a step towards this plan. Now that step is much steeper, where we are keenly focused on the railway to the south and on stabilizing our base operations. With support from the 5 impacted communities, we have proceeded with our submission on the sustaining operations proposal. With continued engagement with communities, we will continue to move our Steensby planning forward. Should we be successful with project financing, community engagement, and securing necessary approvals, we hope to be in a position to start early works before the end of this year. So, I guess that begs the obvious question. If you have a project certificate to build a railway to the south, why didn't you just build a railway to the south 5 years ago instead of trying to build this railway to the north? The answer is simple. It comes down to finances and money. Steensby is over 5 times more expensive than the Northern Railway, and investors and financial institutions at that time were just not prepared to give us the backing needed to build it. So what has changed? Well, 2 major things have changed. Number 1, 5 years ago, we didn't have the mineral resources to justify a major financing. Financial institutions, they like to take your annual output and divide it into your resource base, your reserves specifically, to arrive at the number of years of operation. And only a long mine life generates the operating cash flows to pay those people back. So if they don't think you have enough reserve base to pay back any particular loans, they're not going to give you the loan. Over the last 3 years, we've been drilling our resource. Every single drill hole hit high-grade iron ore. We have significantly increased the resource size to a level capable of underpinning an investment of this size. The second major thing that has happened, I've already spoken to it. The world needs and has a growing willingness to reduce its carbon footprint. While While other metals are vital, green steel is required in virtually every aspect of that shift. Green steel is dependent on high-grade iron ore. Nunavut's high-grade iron ore is among the richest iron ore deposits ever discovered. The Mary River Iron Ore Mine produces the highest grade direct shipping iron ore on the seaborne market today. Direct shipping. We're a direct shipping operation. What does that mean for miners? Well, there's very little processing. We mine it, we crush and screen it, and we ship it. All 100% of the ore that we mine gets shipped. There are no waste streams. There are no tailings. In the last 5 years, we've built a customer base and demonstrated the potential of the Mary River deposit. And also, we've drilled it to become a multi-generational asset, providing immediate carbon benefits to steelmakers today, and positioned to be a prime feed source for new steel technologies. Faster decarbonization is the ultimate goal. One depending on the collaboration on the local, national, and international regulatory environments in coming years. The future has never been brighter for Mary River iron ore. People want to invest in this type of potential. In order to position Nunavut at the center of this global shift, we will need support from communities and people of North Baffin, the governments of Nunavut and Canada, and the ʻKikitani Association. We made, under phase 2, we made significant commitments to community infrastructure, Inuit employment, and Inuit-led monitoring programs. We made those commitments because we believe in them, and because the revenue from phase 2 would allow us to meet and hopefully exceed those commitments. Once the Steam 3 project is started, we will honor these commitments to our communities, including funding community daycares, community garages, office buildings, and training centers. At the heart of all that we do, unwavering in our work, is our commitment to training and employment of Nunavut and Inuit workers. Despite our setbacks in 2022, we have continued to create and add positions across Baffinland organization for Inuit participation and employment. Last year alone, we've hired 71 new Inuit employees, bringing our total now to over 350. For 2023 and beyond, we plan to continue to grow our Inuit workforce with the goal of solidifying Baffinland's place as Nunavut's largest private sector employer and an employer of choice for Nunavut youth. As the world moves toward a lower carbon economy, a key question we must collectively focus on is how to build Nunavut's comparative advantage in high-grade iron ore in a way that will create jobs and economic opportunities for the people, and as well as prosperity for the entirety of the territory. Together, we will put Nunavut and ʻŌnāhuʻmiut at the heart of the global environmental shift, because The world needs Nunavut's high-grade iron ore. Can we?